we could, please. Just for the record, for the court, our first item under the closed session will not be today at this time. Probably another meeting or we have all the documents and information that you'll need on a project. First order of regular business would be the minutes from the January 22nd meeting. This was mailed to the magistrates. Any corrections or changes?
None noted.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Keith Metcalf to approve. Second by Eric. Any further discussion? All approved say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Then next, your bills, additional bills, and transfers. We'll note another payment to the health department.
How many of them do we have?
We have 4 years.
4. And we're on number 3 now.
What's the total? 800 something. What's the total?
Like $800,000 or so.
First, those paid 100, all 192.
Yeah.
The prop moving from student cost to drama.
It will be reimbursed. Now, some of the, we bought some of these, we call them Lee? Vehicle dollies. Vehicle dollies, we can use them at the road department, we'll probably pay for those ourselves. We can use those for various things. They were a couple $100.
When will they show, like the insurance claim? Will that show another deposit when the insurance claim is filed?
Which one you talking about?
Smith's Laminating, cabinet rebuild, install water damage
Okay,
insurance.
that was an insurance claim on the state's expense, at the Justice Center. At the Justice Center. Right?
Yes.
Okay, make sure I'm right. We get so many different things going.
Oh, yeah.
As a month ago.
On there.
Okay, and the state will reimburse.
Yeah, out there.
Yeah.
And when will that show, where will that show up?
You won't see that.
It won't show, okay.
You won't show a revenue.
Okay.
We will, we have a form we have to send in for reimbursement.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Good questions, you do, good questions.
Make a motion, pay the bill that is presented in transfers.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second by Gary. Other discussion?
I got a question.
Okay.
What did the Highlight need? Neither one of them's here?
They're at continuing education.
Okay. $3,300, and that's a new Highlight, that.
Nothing's new nothing's new when it's at the land.
I know, I agree. I agree.
All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? And motion will carry. Okay, we have our guests with us today for our annual rural secondary road presentation. We have Paul Sanders with us today and his staff, Jude, Chad, and Josh. Get it all right there.
Thank you, Judge. I'm here this year to present this year's rural secondary program. Of course, just a little information on the program. Of course, it's funded by 22.2% of the motor fuel tax receipts. These funds are allocated to all 120 counties based on the 5-point formula. And that 5-point formula being 1/5 equal among all counties, 1/5 based on the rural population, 1/5 based on the road miles, and 2/5 based on the land area. Of course, once that money's been allocated to the county, that money stays in that county. If you look at the handout, the other handout I got there with the routes and the priorities on it, of course, you can see rural secondary miles in Nelson County is 141.876 miles. Our first priority, of course, is the routine maintenance that we do in the county. We have $597,800 assigned to that. The second item is the county judge's expense, which is set by statute at $2,400.
And I'm going to interrupt you here, Paul, just for the record, for the public to know, and for the magistrates to know, that is a reduction in pay. That's about a $1,200 or $1,400 reduction.
Yeah, it was about 36 or 38, one of those two numbers, yes.
Some legislator in their wisdom decided to cut the county judge's pay, but they didn't cut the other elected officials' pay. I just want the court to know that. You don't get into politics, but I do.
He said no.
Our third priority, of course, is there's Kentucky 605. That'll be going from US 150 Springfield Road at mile point 3.608 to US 62 Bloomfield Road at mile point 10.575. That's a total distance of 6.967 miles. Total cost $615,728. Then the next route we have is number 4 there, Kentucky 2737 That's from Wheeler Road at 1.823 miles, a mile point to Kentucky 1430 Templin Avenue at mile point 3.870. Total distance is 2.047 miles. Total cost on that one is $153,525. And then if you look at the total cost of the program, it's $1,369,453 for the total RS program.
I talked to Kevin, or Kevin's not here today, but Kevin earlier about looking at Kentucky 733 Bellwood Road as well.
Yes, we would, based on ADT with 605, that's kind of why we went with it this year. Next year, we're going to look at that one as far as putting in the program and see that one accelerated if we can. It just depends on, between now and then, conditions of the roads too. Something could come along and tear up something somewhere else in the county, but we'll evaluate it next year.
In my district too, on Milton Brown Lane also, I think we're getting ready to do the county part of that road. And I think the judge spoke to, did you spoke to
Kevin.
About trying to get that on next year. That way the whole connector road will be done.
Milton Brown's just a small segment, probably.
It's on the RS, it's a low volume road. We get very limited funds for that, but that is one that we're going to try and get done this year.
Okay.
For the whole 11 counties, we get like $200,000 a year, so it doesn't go very far.
Plan on doing that road?
If we're going to try to. Like I said, we
No
got very
guarantees.
little money.
Yeah, you take 200 and some thousand, I think it was 270 or something like that, and split that among 11 counties.
It don't go very far.
Not at 80,000.
This is just
Not
a
$80,000
very small length of, it leads on into a county road.
Sure.
Because it goes over the Bluegrass Parkway.
Being the county's gonna do that part, but we thought I talked to the judge, thought it'd be nice to just have the state and have it all done.
Kevin's on board with it, it's just a matter of money.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
It's just.
It doesn't sound like a very high priority project. Why don't you just spend some time out in the 4th District there? Instead of Steve driving out there.
If you're going to triage it, it'll be at first.
It looks like District 1 was left off this too. I wasn't even asking, District 2's on here.
I'm happy
District
district too, we thank you.
District 1's been
Yeah, I've been blessed. I won't complain. You were definitely taking care of me.
Court would need to approve this list, and Paul, allow me at this time to also give you our flex fund list. You guys have received a copy of it as well. And I'll pass this to you, and I'll send a copy of that on to the commissioner.
All right, thank you.
I got a quick question. You know, from just starting this magistrate job, I appreciate the work that you guys do too. I know that y'all got a lot of stuff going on, but I get a lot of calls and questions about the state roads in particular over my district. Well, who do I need to contact specifically, or how should I go about them? Should I divert those calls directly to you guys?
Jude handles the maintenance aspect of all the county or state routes in Nelson County. So Jude would be one that you could start with, or you can contact George.
Probably just
I think I have.
stick with me for now.
Okay, yeah, that way
We don't have a
Right.
foreman right now.
Okay,
He's already
covered up, ain't he? I know you guys are
doing
busy.
two jobs
man.
for one pay.
I'll get your card or something, Jude, it's okay.
As far as new, and if it come up something with road work, as far as new construction, asphalt resurfacing, whatever, then Chad would handle that. Either way, they're in the office, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I appreciate that.
Now, I will tell you, Eric, you will get a recording. There's no money available to do that.
Well, one more quick question. 62 going to Blennerfield. I get a lot of questions about that. Do y'all have like a blacktop list coming up on the main state roads? Is it?
Well, I was going to mention that, yeah. What we've got for this year as far as the MP, which is the major primary routes, is we've got US 62, which is starting down here at 733 towards Boston, and it's coming up about 400ths of a mile before the airport. Then the other thing we're doing is US 31E starting at the Bluegrass Parkway and coming up to 4th Street. So those are what we've got scheduled for this coming year for the primary routes. spots.
I'm sure y'all are getting a lot of calls on 62 going to Bloomfield right now. I know with that big project going on that happened down there and stuff.
As part of that project there, I've talked before, we're paving from 55 into Bloomfield.
Right.
To cover up that project this spring.
Yes.
We get everything finished great now. The portion from 55 back towards town is not on the list for this coming year.
You know, I was surprised how well that turned out down there. We've had a lot of rain that never did cover that road. I was like, wow, I was impressed. I mean, thank God, knock on wood.
I grew up in that area, and believe me, it will.
Eventually, it probably will. You know, those trees growing up in that creek. Well, anyways, that is
But hopefully that project will get completed by early.
We're hoping in there, whether it's up to finish grading done and get the service on it.
If 62 from Bardstown to Bloomfield's not in there, is there any way we can build those shoulders up with patches or something this year just to put a Band-Aid on it?
You get into stability issues, you start putting a little bit of asphalt on it, and then we're just like the county as far as the budget goes.
I got
Our
you.
budget's, it's like a Band-Aid right
Probably
now.
worse
It's
shape than
stretched
we
out.
are. Now, you're probably financially, the way they're have allocated the funds and no new funds, probably worse shape than we are.
Right now,
I'm outside.
right now, I mean, from our numbers I get every month on our budget, you know,
And we can move things a
floating
little easier than you guys can anyway.
And our one thing that's undetermined yet is the winter. Once that, you know, finishes out, then that tells us the big picture, how we're gonna come out.
Things soaked up, yeah.
And typically, we'll spend $4 million on snow and ice. Doesn't take long to get
I
that all.
guarantee you, yeah, salt.
So I'm not sure what the county spends on that, but that's just a big piece of our, budget.
And Eric, just to reiterate, the bigger roads, what you saw about the FD05 funds, those are given to us from central office. They go through every year and write all the roads in the state, and they rank them and give us scores based on it. They give us the list which go down. Now, the RS routes, which we're talking about today,
A little secondary.
we're giving so much money, we go out personally, ride the roads, look at them, and try to steer the money towards what needs to be fixed. But the major routes are pretty much given to us from a list. We have to go down that list based on
And
the
if
budget.
you've got a concern about one, we can always ask Frankfurt to look at that road.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that it's gonna get in there or not.
I think
We
the
can always-
5-point system kills me over in my district as far as but one thing to consider over, it's a lot of agriculture, man. We got, the roads get beat up with equipment, heavy trucks and stuff, like Ashes Creek and the connector from 1066 to Ashes Creek is in pretty bad shape. I realize it's probably not gonna get paid this year, but just throwing a bug out there.
And that's the thing we fight everywhere with big grain trucks.
Yes,
All into the
combines.
distillery, yeah.
I get it.
But we gotta have that box of cereal on the table, so.
Yep, you're right.
I got a question. I know on 31E last year, we blacktopped it, and it was striped, and then you came back and restriped it, and it's terrible. You cannot see nothing when it rains. I mean, I've had the ambulance people call me, are they using a different kind of paint? Does it not reflect as
It's
good?
the beads that's in the paint. It happens on any road that you stripe. Whenever your lights hit the beads, it reflects back and you see it when it's dry. Now, when it's wet, because of refraction, it comes back at a different angle. So any stripe, if it's got any film or water on it, you're not going to be able to see.
How come I don't remember that?
That's right, yeah.
My past history, I don't remember.
Let me tell you a little bit, and Paul's heard me give this.
I've seen calls on that too.
No, too.
Not only did you have the stripes for years on the major roads, 31 and 62, you had the center line reflectors.
Yeah.
Okay, so the state took those center line reflectors completely out about X number of years ago.
Really?
And they're not putting those back for the cost and so forth.
Right.
And so when it does rain, 150 going to Springfield, same way.
Oh, yeah.
When it rains, you lose probably 40 or 50% of your visibility.
Well, you almost have to hold your breath when you pass something. I mean, it's like, I'm on my right side of the road.
Oh, it's bad.
I'll look at the white line more than I do the yellow line, because I can see the white line.
Yeah.
And just so you know, when we do the resurfacing jobs, we do go out and check them with the reflectometer to make sure the street is acceptable. It's like Josh said, it just comes up with that little layer of water on
I
it.
don't remember, it just seems like to me in the last maybe 10 years, it's really gotten worse. And there's something happened on 31E, because you striped it, and then about, 6 months to a year, you striped it again.
Well, we've got a routine striping contract, Keith, they come by, and they do it yearly, they do They do restriping.
Oh, so that was just in
A
the
separate
cycle.
contract. It could, the way it hit with the construction versus
I thought maybe they lessened the paint.
You're 10 years older, Keith.
Yeah,
Yeah, my eyes getting worse, they're 10 years of age.
I'm only a year of 31, even about a year and a half.
Just to understand the process, you know, when a contractor's paving the road, he has to go out there and stripe the mat right after they get done for the day. So you do have a hot mat. Now, sometimes we come back and check if it flunks, then we make them go back and restripe the whole thing. So, not saying that that's what's happened, but, you know, I think part of it is, I wonder if it's not just you have the black mat versus the old oxidized pavement. And that's maybe sometimes you don't always see, you just don't realize that till you get a brand new mat and you think, wow, I can see that now.
I will say one thing, the Loretta Road striping job that we did last year, the reflectivity of that is excellent. It looks like a different mix even. Just food for thought.
But maybe just check in.
Different contract.
Something's going on.
It was, it's still, it's been about 10 months, 8 months?
You may
8
check
months.
with the
The
contractor.
reflectivity was very good. It still is. That's unusual. Usually that water sits on it. It's better, actually better than the US highways as far as the reflectivity.
You may have to look at the older contractor versus the new one and see if they're doing anything different.
Well, we have the same reflectivity specs for whatever road we do, as long
I'm like,
as they make
Chance
specs.
had to
there's
look at
definitely
it.
something.
And a lot of our district-wide contractor is almost, on a large part of our district-wide work, is the same one doing the striping for the paving contractors. There's only just less than a handful of them that are in our area striping roads, so.
Right, but I know it's like anything else. You can buy top quality or here. And where's the in-between? Or, you know, since we've done away with the reflectors, can we go up to the higher price or?
But again, it's all performance-based, so they have to meet that number on the reflectivity.
But it ain't working on 31, I agree.
Well, it might have met it at a certain time period, but when you throw the water on top of it,
That, and then if you take snow plow, I don't know if we plowed the road.
it might be better to check, to test them when it's raining.
I don't think you can.
I think they were doing an experimental paint about 4 years ago on 31E, the north side towards High Grove. They had ran, they were up there running some, I guess they were restriping, and that day I had just gotten a UPS big delivery of big 18-wheeler drop off some soda, some pallets of soda, and so they missed mine because they couldn't get close enough, or they couldn't bring in the crew, and so right in front of my house there was like a patch that wasn't done by that experimental stuff. Because I called in, I'm like, you know, why is there such a big difference? And they're like, well, we're trying out new paint. So, do you know anything? I mean, maybe what he's talking about on Loretta, maybe they did certain samples.
Well, in regards to that, Paul, I think you get the drift. If you'll just dial it for us, we appreciate it.
We will.
Yeah, we're not going to beat your death on it.
If you took the reflectors out, maybe we need to up the paint scale a little bit. I don't know. I just know, it's not just my age. I'm getting some 25-year-old kids that's got really good eyes. They're calling me and complaining about it.
I understand.
It's a safety factor.
It is.
You guys have anything else?
Yeah, we have any plans or questions, Foster? If you don't, just front of
We voted on it.
Right now, that's in part of the MP project that I was telling you about. Then 31E will come up to it, we'll turn and go down forward. We'll go so far back for right now.
Okay.
4th Street, St. Joe.
Yeah.
Any other questions, guys? I'm going to entertain a motion to approve the state secondary road list and also the flex fund recommendations. Motion by Gary to approve. Second by Eric. All approve, say aye. Disapprove. Motion will carry. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, in your mailbox there was a sheet with some pink, my pink highlighter was running out on me this morning. I wanted to highlight, when we approved the sheriff's budget, originally the cover sheet was exactly right, but there were some numbers off on the inner page, and in particular the revenue side of it. And so there's some additional revenue numbers. I've asked, Raymond's actually put those in for us and his staff. And basically it's the balance that the 1,898,800 is supposed to balance you understand what I've done here? There was about $25,000, $30,000 difference, and I was looking just strictly when we approved it at the cover sheet, not the inner sheet. So I would ask fiscal court to approve this change to the sheriff's budget. Motion by Bernard Ice, second by Jeff. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Thank you, Sheriff, for bringing that to our attention. Next would be a sheet in your mailbox, a sheriff's official receipt for the property tax bills. No court action is necessary, but we will submit this as a matter of public record. You guys got a copy of that? Yeah. Okay. You got a copy of that too, I think. Should have. Yeah, you got it right there. Right there.
Hey, Judge, is there, I just wanted to bring up, I hate to jump back to that subject of those roads. I kind of missed my spot there. I was wanting to discuss a little bit about the, I know.
I was wondering if he's going to do that.
Yeah.
We can do that on the road department report. Okay,
very good.
That'd be a good time for it. So that's kind of where you're going.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Receipt from Middletown, we've got that. Next, the appointment, I have not confirmed the appointment yet, so we're going to hold up on that library appointment. Sharon was out of the office quite a bit last week. I want to talk to her about that. Next order of business would be the CPA elected official salary. You got a copy of, and every one of you all, the sheriff received a copy of this, the judges get a copy. I gave you a copy of mine, but they're duplicates. What you need to do today is approve the amount the state has set for the county judge's salary and all the other elected official salary. And as treasurer and as fiscal court, make sure there's money in the budget for that. And the treasurer's here today and I'm here today to say we do have the funds for that. So we need a motion to approve and accept the amounts set by the state.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Thank you, Eric. Is there a second by Bernard? Discussion. All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Jeff, you got a question?
No, sir.
You had that look on you.
I'm good.
Okay. Not on the agenda.
Uh-oh.
I guess Jeff every time. You have a contract for Intertech Mechanical Services. This came up yesterday. I want to go ahead and get court to approve it. Intertech's a company at the Justice Center that put in the new chiller, and also they do maintenance services on heating and air units all over the state. They have asked us, we're currently using thermal equipment, and Mark Young had recommended to use Intertech services because of their service and they show up.
We was using a different company.
Thermal equipment.
Well, how's he know this company's going to show up then if we was using somebody different?
Well, he's used these people for the last 6 months working on the other piece of equipment, and 2 of the employees that were working for Thermal are now working for Intertech. So it's a relationship.
So they do have...
State pays 100% of this bill.
Oh, state pays it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they do
And the state has recommended this. Either one, he said either one, whatever's got the best service.
I trust Mark Young's opinion.
And I drilled him on it. Because this company was about $700 a year higher than the other company, but you're paying for professional services, and you expect professional services.
I seen in there where they charge overtime. For what reason would they be overtime?
Be Saturday, Sunday,
Anytime after hours.
after hours.
These contracts don't have to be bid.
Not professional services, no. And actually, under our policy, anything under $20,000, you get quotes on. Under our procurement code.
Under 20,000 a year, this is a...
That's a year. It's a year's contract.
33,000.
No, that's...
3 hours.
It's 2 to 5. Yeah, it's $7,985 per year. And good question. No, they're good questions because I know you just got this morning. Any other questions? Motion in order.
Make a motion, we approve Intertech Mechanical Services.
Thank you. Second by Keith. Further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Understand what they're doing. They come I think it's every month and change filters. They go through belts and everything on the system, and Mark felt real good about it.
If they hear a motor squealing or anything like that, they'll know.
I'll tell you what Mark does. That's what he told me. We had a long meeting on this morning. 60 filter, 50 filter, whatever they change. He takes the new filters and takes the old filters and counts them, make sure they're all been changed. So Mark does keep a good eye on things like that. I was glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Landfill solid waste report. Lee, you're the man of the hour today.
All right.
You're doing the whole works. Don't think you can get any more money for it either, though.
I understand. I believe all of you have a copy of the waste tire amnesty agreement. Basically, it's about the same as the years past with the program. The county's to provide 4 guys to work at the program. That's for a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, May 9th, 10th, and 11th. And of course, we provide the location, which is the Nelson County Fairgrounds. It's a good location to have the program. People can get in and out easily. And
Great location for it.
plus, it keeps them out from having to go to the landfill and getting all that traffic. So the fairgrounds is a good location for that. But again, all pretty basic. Of course, we're supposed to do some advertising for the program and educate the public on waste tire management.
Magistrates, motion with this in order for approval of this grant program.
I'll make a motion.
To approve. Second by Jeff. Now, discussion. All approved.
Motion.
Eric. Second by Jeff.
I have a quick
Question?
It's not for commercial.
That's good. I'm glad you brought that up. The program is open to any citizen of Kentucky, not just residents of Nelson County. Any citizen of Kentucky can bring tires out there,
And even commercial.
to the program. Waste tire recyclers or dealers or tire dealers cannot participate.
I thought the local tire people did. Oh, because they already got a contract, that's what it was. Yeah.
They're required to have.
Yeah.
And how do you monitor it?
Yeah, judge.
I may have a business and I say, Keith, you don't, here's how many tires, take it. It's just,
We have staff out there.
We're going to have staff. We know the local tire recyclers around here and tire dealers.
I forgot about one of your districts.
I guess, of course, there's always somebody that may play the system, but the program is set up just for residents.
Now, if you got say a tobacco company, or you can bring your tires in. I mean, as long as you're not a retailer.
As long as you're not a
retailer. Yeah.
retailer or a
Like you got an ambulance. I mean, if you were a private ambulance service, you got a bunch of tires you can bring in.
thank you, Lee.
I think it's a great program.
Yeah. So you're paying for it.
I know.
Yeah, it's not-
It's still a great program.
Yeah.
If we don't pay for it here, we're going to be paying guys overtime to dig them out of creeks and rivers and sides of the roads. And
which we did a lot of in the past years.
Motion's been made and seconded. All approved, say aye. Disapprove, motion carries.
Second item is the bulky item pickup. It's coming up real fast on us. Begins Monday, February 25th. We're going to start in our phase 1 will start in all areas east of Louisville Road. And that is I like to clarify this with people. We've had problems in the past. When we say Louisville Road, we're talking about the new section of Louisville Road. All areas east of it. Because in the past, people still went by the old section and got a little confused there. And we'll also continue on all the area east of Highway 49 or Loretta Road. And just ask people to put their items out beside the roadway to where we can get to it with our equipment.
So basically, just in the right of way, pretty much.
Basically in the right of way.
Pretty close where they can get under that arm.
Right. And that's all I have for the landfill.
Well, since you're on deck, road department report.
Basically, the past 2 weeks, we've spent most of or a good deal of our time fighting the wintry weather. Last week, we had 4 days that we was treating the roads. Of course, last Wednesday, We only had about an inch of snow. It was that real powdery snow, but where the temperatures were so cold, it caused some issues. Thursday, we was just treating some patches, wasn't too bad, just a few leftovers. Friday, we had some freezing drizzle, which caused some morning problems up to probably about 10 or 11 o'clock. We was just basically just tackling some slick spots. And then Saturday, I don't know if any of y'all got out on Saturday, but they had that freezing fog, which it was slick.
It was really slick.
Yeah, it was a real dense fog, and it did create some slick spots. Other than treating the roads, we've been shouldering and rocking in places that are in need. While we was out patrolling the roads for snow, we did notice some areas that were holding some water, like Irish Ridge Road, Hibbs Lane and Whitesides. So after we got done treating, we sent crews out there to clip the shoulders and regrade the ditches to get that water off the road so we don't have any future just little patches of ice. We did replace a culvert on Whitesides as well, where the water was pooling. And I was just going to report that we do have a crew yesterday and today on Woodlawn Road. We're working on that shoulder again where the slide is. And we're installing some more scrap concrete. Luckily, IMI still has plenty of material, and that's helping us out financially. And we're going to continue to monitor that.
That it? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yes, I just wanted to make a little pitch at the court. I'm just going to throw this out there. I got my road list from my road supervisor and the county engineer, and we get $122,000.
$120,000 based on your base. Yeah.
And my blacktop list, and this was just his list, was like $620,000. So, these aren't even roads that I've identified as bad or even had complaints about. And so
I got to have a long talk to Brad.
This is important information. Well, all you got to do is ride down through there. It don't take a mental heavyweight to figure it out. And I encourage anybody who wants to go look at my roads, come look at them. But I wanted to propose a study from the court to see if we could get a square footage type measurement. And
Eric, we did, just for the new guy, Gary, we did propose that last year, advertised for 2 people to go out, and we received no takers on applications. But I got a new idea. Instead of I went after and advertised for the college during the summer months. Mm-hmm. But I think we'd have better luck to doing the retirees.
Yeah.
Because I know 1 or 2 in mind. I've spoken to them since I talked to you. Mm-hmm. One of them is in agreement to go out. He's not real good on a computer, but he can got a pencil, piece of paper, he can write it down. We can put him in.
Has he got road knowledge?
He can drive on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you need a little bit of road knowledge, I'd say, to watch the water on both sides.
No, what we're doing is width of the roads. We want to know what Eric wants to know, the width of the roads.
Yes, because the 50.
We got the mileage on the linear.
You ain't got about a mile or 2 more than I do.
Well, on the computer, can't you highlight that and it tells you?
We only have the
you got 80 roads. You're right.
Sorry?
And I got
our
80.
GIS system only has the length of the roads.
Okay,
We don't have the width.
Okay.
So we're still.
And that's the argument is, we don't have the subdivisions. And I'm going to be honest with you, after looking at some of the numbers the judge gave me, he's been real good managing his extra flex funds and
discretionary funds and
to help.
The county judge's pot. We're working on that too.
But
District 5 always got it.
4 and 5. They're my favorite.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Did everybody get you get that? You get that? Like the red film
Well, I challenge you to come right over and look at some.
I've got the same issue. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When you seen that list that the state just did,
look, man, it's some of those roads.
Well, Brad, tell me, $10,000 a mile?
No, for what?
80.
That's
80,000. What he said.
Yeah, I'm not talking about state, I'm talking about county.
It's average on a 16-foot wide road about $10,000 a mile to overlay.
Yeah. At 120,000 miles, you can only do 10 miles out of Eric's and I 90 miles that we got.
I don't see any of your roads falling in.
You got some good roads, man. I've got a lot of friends over in your area. I've got friends down on Patton Road and everywhere else, and those roads are tip-top shape compared to
I just
mine.
did Patton Road though.
It looks good.
I'm sorry, it's not 10,000 a mile.
It's about 40 to 50,000.
It's 10,000, I believe, every 1,000 feet.
Come on down to
1,000 feet. You're right.
Yeah.
Me and Brad just
It's about
had.
50,000, 60,000.
I just
They
wanted
shake
to
his head at
see.
me.
I was trying not to.
I caught myself.
I was trying not to.
Yeah, he did.
Without trying to stir the pot, I just kind of wanted to see going.
We all like to know that.
And it would just
And
be some good
I'll work on it
information
next couple of
going
months.
forward. I appreciate it. I just
I'm going
wanted
the
to
old
pitch it out
direction,
there.
old reliable.
There you go.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we won't have to ride the subdivisions, so we know the width of every one of those.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
either
that-
22 or 24 or 26, and we've got them identified.
Right.
And the square footage is the only fair way of doing it,
I agree.
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
And-
get
and
any
of
argument from me.
Please?
I say you're not gonna get any arguments from
So
me.
you and number 2 here has got the most subdivisions probably.
Yeah, but versus the difference in mileage and road, it's a big difference.
But it's not as far off as you think. And just so, for the court to know, I think I showed you guys this about a year or two ago. I did from 2012 to 2017 or 18, whatever year we did this study. And Rhonda gave me the numbers we spent on all the roads out of county funds, state funds, etc. We're within 1 to 1.5% of being equitable amongst all the districts.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. And that's pretty close for a judge putting it where it needs it and not having the numbers to go on. So it's done pretty good.
It is,
But don't mean it can't be better.
Well, I'm just worried about when you leave. If you ever decide to leave us, what's the next guy, you know?
Well, that could possibly happen.
It could happen, you know? I mean,
Well,
something
it
got
could happen.
You might come out of District 1 or something, then we're the whole way down here.
I think I'm the only one still got rock roads then.
No.
I've got the most rock roads, I will tell you that.
We got the rock roads that you have rock on, I bet you there's not a person living.
One of the micro bars back there.
There's some farmland.
Where at, which road you talking about?
You have any rock roads people live on, actually live on?
Well, sure I do.
Very minimal.
Flats up there, there's 26
Flats.
people that live on Flats Road.
How many?
And every bit, 26 people. 26 people pay taxes.
And you have,
got a rock road.
and I'm disappointed you haven't blacktop them yet.
Just like it
Yeah, that's your job, Keith.
Why do you chip seal it?
That's what I'm saying, why don't you?
I really don't like chip seal.
Well, I know, but that's how you
Better
still like
than
your road. I've caught hell for doing that,
With
but
all the snow we've had, so they put salt on the road.
Well, we don't put salt
Chip
on
seal,
it.
we have to. Those 26 people,
we don't-
you don't have to. But what about,
We don't put salt on chip seal roads because
yes, you
It
do.
deteriorates.
You've done several of my roads.
they're not supposed to.
W.T. Thompson, I couldn't get them people in and out. I had to salt it.
well, especially.
Had to
It
salt
might
it.
be a different, every case is a little different.
Yeah, and then just take the road off.
I think it's time to move on.
Didn't mean to kick a horn.
Get throwing rocks here.
Jail report. Jail report.
Exactly 1 mile.
We have a total of today 139 inmates. We have 45 state inmates, 8 of them are female, 37 are males. County inmates are 94, 17 are female, 77 are male. District court we have waiting on trial is 41, circuit court waiting on trial is 53.
Questions for the jailer?
No, but I like your paperwork, thank you.
And I want to thank Eric and Gary for coming down and doing a walkthrough. Appreciate it. The rest of your body to come down there too.
I recommend it for everybody to go down there. I just wanted to comment on it. Really, he's done a heck of a job, really, since Gary's been down there. And the morale is high, the morale is up down there. So I appreciate you doing the work that you guys are putting in down there. I know you got a lot of needs.
I tell you, there's a good crew there, Jessica, Alicia, they're teaching me every day. I mean, they're a good crew, they do the job.
Good.
Well, the transition must have went pretty smooth because I haven't received the first phone call. And also when you're in, right?
Like I say,
First
there's good crew.
Yeah.
And Jeanette.
Yeah.
There's good crew, they're doing the job.
Good job. EMS report?
Under emergency management, I report to the court that we have taken delivery of 3 outdoor weather sirens in the past month or so. Tentatively, those weather sirens will replace ones in Fairfield, Cox's Creek, and Newell. During the frigid weather last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, we opened up the Civic Center for anyone needing a warming center. Wednesday and Tuesday night, we did not have anybody. Wednesday night, we did have a couple of folks that went down there and took advantage of that. We held it open Thursday night as well. That would be my report, Judge.
I got a quick question for you, Joe. When do you make the determination to open up the Civic Center for folks that don't have a place to go?
Any inclement weather that would be out of the norm. Of course, low Arctic temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Ice, storms, anything that would imply that someone may lose their power or not have a place to get in.
I didn't realize that you all even offered that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're working on some things in Bloomfield, New Haven as well to have an area there so people wouldn't have to actually come to Bardstown.
Kind of like a warming center.
Is there any update on the House bill and the Medicare?
Medicaid, it's in committee still. We're pushing hard on it, but I'll be getting some information. I know you got a judges association meeting.
There's a couple of magistrates going to the magistrates.
Yeah, so I'll be, we're really pushing KCO and the judges association here.
Joe, you might, just for food for thought in the future, and of course you sent me a message you were doing that, might just put the 5 magistrates on that list.
Sure, yeah.
Because you guys have got the questions, do you have anything that we can go to, or something probably faster than I would probably. It might not be bad, just kind of keep it.
Yeah, it got out, I think it got some,
You sent it to the media, but, you know.
some bad publicity up front because I think folks just didn't understand.
Right.
Gary called me and we talked about it. It's a plus if it goes through for EMS. It's already been done with healthcare on nursing homes. They've had it for years. Provider assessment fee that turns $1 into 3 federal dollars. So then those dollars are earmarked to come back to the agencies that put up the assessment. So
I'll put my faith in that.
Well, I like to thank Joe for his continuous service to the county, because there's a lot of things that this EMS and the federal budget and the state budget that
But
regular people don't realize.
You may not say that after another month or two, our runs are way down, revenue's down.
runs are down, revenue's off.
That's not his fault.
Oh, no, he's getting the blame for it from me.
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, right?
Recreation report, Bryce?
Boys basketball, last weekend for the regular season, they will begin tournament play. Tournament play will end around March 2nd or 3rd. Soccer practice has actually began out there at the park for KY Select, believe it or not. Yeah. And then spring soccer and baseball registrations for the spring are now open. And then other than that, basic park operations.
Can I back up just a second? On the way I understand, the football is not going to be played at Dean Watts Park this year, correct?
They didn't know that's true.
Okay. So what about the striping that was on the bills list?
They still practice.
They practice.
They stripe the field to
They
practice?
stripe it, but they don't stripe it like on a football field, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know about football, they stripe like each like hash mark, but for practice purposes, they painted the outside, and then they striped like every 2 yards, instead of like every yard.
Every yard.
Yeah.
Every yard.
So
It was a minimum.
And I think they only, I could be wrong, they only striped 1 field for just practice purposes and all that, so.
And what, for 2 months?
I started in September. I mean, they.
Yeah, it looks like we were billed for 2 months.
Okay.
Okay, thank
But
you.
that striping's kind of everything, it's soccer fields and all, right?
Yeah, and then,
Oh, it's not just the
No,
football
I think it was broke down. It's football, painting,
Well-
soccer.
It might be broken down on there.
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, the same person. Yeah.
$1,550 for painting the football field in 2 months.
Well, we had a meeting the other night, right, tonight, and the football field needs to be 100 yards. Do you want to explain that?
Correct.
Ours are only 80.
So they joined the league that pretty much everybody else joined, and from 5 years old to 6th grade, it's a 100-yard field. Flag football too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's out of recreation into competitive.
Yeah, out of my.
The purpose of our part was recreation.
So, but basically, instead of like, our league used to be, every kid in the county used to, and I played in it. I had kids on my team from Bardstown, St. Joe. Now it's going based off pretty much just school teams. And so Bardstown kids left that football league, and now Bardstown City Schools has football teams from kindergarten to, all the way up to high school. And so, and like New Haven, middle school, New Haven, they have, I think they have a 3rd, 4th, 5th football team too. But so you have to have a 100-yard field to host games, and then you have to have it like gated off. Like, I don't know if y'all have been to like Nelson County games, how it's like gated off around. That's what they want for, to keep.
Why would they have ever changed that rule, Ross? I'm thinking flag football, what's that, 5 years old?
Yeah.
And you gotta run 100 yards?
Ridiculous. It's interesting to watch too. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's not like half court basketball.
Yeah.
Like half court. Why do you need the whole 100 yards?
Yeah, it's
Especially at age.
Yeah.
it's it's just a conference. I get my thing is, I guess, where they all went to that 100-yard field. Not very many places have. I don't think any place has a 100-yard field and an 80-yard field. I guess they just made it easier for them to just put it all on a 100-yard field.
So you're in the works of getting Brad to try to extend one of the fields out there to a 100-yard field?
Yeah, the football
so we can get them back
president actually came in to the office and talked to Brad, and was showing him like what could happen and what, it's not as easy as just extending it to, there's stuff in the ground, then you got to recrown it. Goalposts might have to come up.
At least on one end.
On one end.
Maybe both ends.
Yeah, and then, there's
And we can only convert one field out of our meeting the other night, I heard you say.
Pretty much.
The other field cannot, it's
No,
just
it's
basically,
out of-
ain't gonna be
pretty much
practice.
out of question.
3 or 4 years from now, then they want to go back to 80. I've seen that cycle.
One of those fields is pretty much out of the question, and Brad, if he was here, he could explain that a little bit more.
Randy, you were involved in something.
A lot of the 100-yard fields is becoming the feeder programs to these schools. That's why they're going to
That's
that.
100%.
So back in the day when I was coaching, our feeder program was the middle schools. Nelson County has it a little bit rougher because of the 2 high schools.
They don't know where
they're going to go. And it's depending, if you got a kid that lives on the 245 end, he may end up going to Thomas Nelson, but he may end up at Nelson County High School at the same time. So the first program that did the 100-yard and pulled themselves out of the league was Bardstown Kids. And they became a feeder program from Little League all the way up. Bardstown Middle School now has a feeder program, which is the Little League younger kids. And they have normally 3 to 4 teams on those leagues. So that's part of the 100-yard
It just don't make sense to me, as a parent.
It don't, because the little kids should not be running the 100 yards. At 80 yards, they get tired, they're beat. I've coached
30 yards. When they have football games, you go watch.
Okay, so if you look at the big picture, football is way down anyway on numbers.
Nationally.
And we've seen some dips here as well.
It's a roller coaster.
And so I've learned over the years, don't micromanage these sports leagues, because you'll wind up running them yourself. And so you let them go through this cycle for a while. I'm not so sure expanding the field is the appropriate thing to do, but when they're playing on the other fields, they practice on an 80-yard field.
Oh, yeah.
We practiced on a whole lot smaller.
Yeah.
And be cautious that 2 of them fields have sprinklers.
Yeah, that's why you got to
move those.
You got to move those.
But I'm not super in favor, but I'm going to leave it up to the rec board to make a recommendation. I'm not going, you guys on the rec board make a recommendation.
Well, something else that, it's just like basketball. They lower the goal for basketball for 5 years old. Why in the world can't they lower the goal to keep it at 80 yards? I mean, if it's some kind of standard, that you got to be a pro player at 5 years old, then they need to shoot the basketball to a 10-foot goal. I mean, to me, it's just doing one, and this one's okay.
Well, pass that along to the league. Those comments, please.
Oh,
yeah. Good point, Scott. Thank you. Magistrates, old new business, I don't have anything else. Matthew, you got anything to report on? Guys? Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Did we do anything to this planning zone?
No, you just got that, so you
Just
need
the
to review it.
pass-through.
Okay.
You looked over it.
Good point. Let me just say this, especially the two new guys. In your mail box, or not mail, someone got the mail, someone picked it up, there are several planning and zoning recommendations. Fiscal court will not hear these unless you recommend to the court to hear. It's within your magisterial district, typically. But you can be out of your district if you think it needs a hearing. I've looked through these, guys, and I did not see anything that was out of the ordinary, but you're more than welcome to scan through them. You have, I believe it's 30 days after this hearing to make a review of it.
Right, okay. Yeah, I've reviewed it also.
Good point. I took it for granted. You know when you do that.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn by Bernard Ice. Second by Jeff. All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you all.